Hello guys, Alpha Smurf back again. Hi Nocturna, hi Coco, yeah broom. Did you guys really urge you yesterday? Nope. So what about that Urcho? Did he got 0 again? You know the last time I posted a video of him getting burnt, that was like near a year ago. Okay, you know what, I was looking through the news for this 14th of August update note, right? One thing that caught my attention is this. I don't really care about the lock-in daily bonus. It doesn't make any. It's nothing new. What is more new is this thing. Familiar army talents are now available for Blackwing, Gargantua, and Bonaparte. Come on. That is quite a big news. I briefly explain and my speculation of what it is. You know, this update will be, let me count, so it's 4 AM GMT minus 5, so approximately like 14 to 15 hours later from the time from now, like 15 hours later. So they have the new District Wonders, Baron Hayes, Baron Squirt. Okay, I guess it's a new district. Added familiar support, I don't really give a shit. The rest is nothing special, limited challenge. Okay, so the main thing is this thing, Blackwing, Gargantua, and Bonaparte. You know, okay, now the thing is, a few days back, one of you actually asked me a question about for the rally trap. Let's say you have 3 familiar spots. Okay, if you go back to the video I posted like 3 days ago, I mentioned about this familiars, how to be a rally trap. So one of the main pointer is you need to have better familiars on your wall, such that it will synergize together with each other, so that you can effectively be a better rally trap. So back then I talked about to be a rally trap, effectively there's 3 different ways, depending on your front line, your infantry front line, your range front line, or cavalry front line. So for instance, let's say you are infantry front line, you need something like a Jazier, alright? Because Jazier will have you'll reduce the cavalry HP by 40%. And let's say you have a ranged front line, you need Terror Spike. Same applies for cavalry front line. To explain this is because if you are infantry front line, what you are afraid the most is someone sending cavalry. So that's the reason why you need to synergize in such a way. So the second spot normally I would say is Aquarius. Okay, now the thing is about the third slots. This guy was asking me, if let's say you have the third familiar spots, that will be good. Jose Gonzala, you have a screenshot of the new familiar? Oh, that's cool. Sure. You can send me, I think my line is called Alpha Smurf, so you can find me on there and yeah, you can send me. But before I even receive anything, right, I kind of have a prediction of what it's going to be like. Hi JBS, how are you? Wait, is my username Alpha Smurf? I think so. So now the important part is this. You know about the familiars, battle familiars, right? There will be a total of 3 new battle familiars with skills. And all of them are the tier 5 ones. Okay, if you look at the tier 5 ones that we have for now, will be see, Blackwing. This is one of the familiars that they're gonna have include a new army talent. Queen Bee already have it already. Gargantua is the second one. Frostwing is the tier 5, but it's not the one. And last is Bonaparte. Thanks, Jose Gonzala. I think I received it. But before I look into your the screenshot that you're gonna send to me, right, I'm gonna do a quick speculation of what this is all about. Still remember 1 week ago I talked about the rally Sky Urgio hit onto us. This one. This is a very strong infantry hit, right? A very strong infantry hit. This is the 5 familiars that are used by Sky Urgio. And this was a very strong range hit by Sky Urgio. If you notice something, for both of the hits, there's no Pyrus. This is number 1. Number 2 is, for both of the hits, it will always consist of 2 buff in DPS, damage, which is Stinking Swarm for this, as well as long shot. And there's always 2 stuns. The 2 stuns are Whirlwind and Vomiphobia. And there's one more thing. There's always a shield. And the shield is Snow Shield for here. You know, let me briefly explain. So for example like this. The strong infantry hit will be something that will have all this. You guys can see, right? We'll always have 2 stuns. Let me highlight. Then I will explain what exactly IG is going to do for the 5th final spot. 2 stuns. Okay. 1 shield. And 2 DPS. It's always the case. And the thing about why Sky Urgio purposely use this setup regardless of the strong infantry hit and strong range hit, it's always the same. It's always the same. Although I don't have the cavalry hit, but based on these 2 way of how Sky Urgio send his troops, you can actually decipher the strong cavalry hit will be potentially something like this. Same. 2 stun, 1 shield, and 2 DPS. And one thing about this shooting part, right? A lot of us actually underestimate how strong this is. You know, when I talk about shield, 7% of our infantry troops, when 12% of infantry troops has fallen. Any of you guys understand how significant this is? I'm sure you guys don't know, right? Because for me, it took me a long time to understand what the hell is 7%. It's nothing. Come on, it's nothing. But if you look at the report over here, I can briefly explain to you how significant it is. Take for example, this hit by Sky Urgio with full infantry, using full infantry in the lineup, right? Just pay attention to this. So this is a full infantry hit by Sky Urgio. So just pay attention at the numbers over here. How it decreases slowly, as well as the morale for the right hand side. So as you can see, the morale is decreasing quite steadily, like 310, 691. It decreased, right? It reached the point where it triggered this bunny. Okay, this bunny is just DPS on one of them. Okay, the shield is not up yet. Take note, the shield is coming right after this. Okay, take note. Hoarder has arrived, and Hoarder is the one that triggered the shield for the Sky Urgio infantry troops. Take note, 2059509. This amount of troops that's left. And take note of the morale over here, 75%. Alright? These 2 numbers. The troops over here and the morale. Notice something? The troops never fall at all. And before it started falling, the morale has dropped to 51%. This 7% shield, right, is something that is very significant. It totally give you a head start of near the 20% of morale that is unprecedented. It's like something that you should not underestimate, because this shield is should not be taken as a additive kind of value. It should be taken as a multiplicative. Okay, what I mean is this. You know, for multiplicative and additive, I don't think you guys will understand what I meant by this. It's a bit too high level. So when I talk about multiplicative versus additive, okay, additive is something like, let's say you have 600% army HP. Alright, you increase, let's say you just buff up 25% additional. So this is additive. So in the end, you end up with 625. Easy to understand, right? That's 625 army HP. Assuming this is what Sky Azure has. Right? Oh my god. Someone know path of Excel? Okay? So multiplicative on the other hand is this. Let's say instead of adding 25%, I have a multiplicative improvement of 7%, as what this should suggest. Shoot 7% of infantry troops, which means the effective amount of army HP now is not just merely plus 7. It's in fact this multiply by 1.07. It's more than 42 more. This is like an additive, and I really think that this is a understatement as well. Potentially could be more, because in a battle of 40 seconds, this giving a head start of more than 20% morale is kind of quite significant. So back to the topic of recently, they announced they have 3 new army attack familiars. And these familiars are no other than the tier 5 that we know from here, right? They are the Black Wing, Gargantua, as well as Bonaparte. One fact is, all of them are tier 5. Correct? And you must put yourself into IGG shoe. If you're IGG, what's your greatest incentive? Is to get people to spend more money and get them max out to level 10, right? Obviously, if that's the case, still remember back then I talked about the 3 different ways of how Sky Azure hit. Either the strong infantry hit, strong range, or strong cavalry. They will always have 2 DPS, 1 shield, and 2 stuns. So potentially, this new speculation of this Garganta, Blackwing, and Bonaparte, right? They must be important enough for them to replace one of the skills inside the lineup over here. So I would think that this final skill potentially will replace either Tempestite or Mega Maggots, because one of the stuns probably, although Mega Maggots is a tier 4 familiar, right? I feel that Tempestite will be slightly stronger based on the virtue that it's stunning 8 seconds and it's stunning a big squad. So which means, before I look into the screenshot that Gonzala sent to me, right, I got a feeling that if I'm IGG, if I need them to spend money for rally leaders, this potentially will be something dependent on, like, for every 10% fallen, right? The enemy, let's say the enemy calf attack will reduce by 50%, stack up to 9 times. This is just my speculation. I haven't looked at the screenshot, but I'll look at it later on. So potentially, I don't know. I just got a feeling that it's something like this, but might not be true. So it will be something like, only something like this will entice someone to, I don't know what the shit, but let's look at the screenshot now. I could be totally off, but this is just my speculation for one of them. Because already I do DPS, 1 shield, 2 stuns. Okay, wait, look at the screenshot. Oh, I can't see. Deal 600% damage based on your initial range attack to one of the largest enemy squad when 4% of troops has fallen. Ooh, that is, which means, look at this, deal 600%. So Black Wind is, this is my speculation, but in fact it's wrong. So what it says over here is deal 600% damage based on your initial range attack to one largest enemy squad when 4% of your troops have fallen. What the fuck? Okay, let me get rid of this speculation because I already have the real answer. So, in all honesty, it's somewhat similar because it will definitely be a replacement of what is the perfect lineup over here. So, which means if that is the case of this, it will be similar. It applies for the Gargandua, which is cavalry. Black Wind is the infantry. So this will be infantry, right? And this will be cavalry. What the fuck, man? Good for rally trap. I don't really say is okay. Let's talk about rally trap per se first. You know the reason why I don't advocate using these 3 familiars at all. When I talk about 3 good familiars, I'm talking about the Trickster, Dragon Gremlin, and Goblin, right? Because Trickster, Dragon Gremlin, and Goblin is no doubt that most of us say that they are overpowered because of the fact that they are in staggering effect. It will stack up to 9 times. So effectively, let's say at level 10, you stack to 900% if more than 90% of troops has fallen. But the thing is, the reason why I say it's not good for a rally trap, because you don't want to have a scenario where more than 10%, more than 20% are being demolished in just one single hit. So it won't have that case, because if for a rally trap like this, look at this. Let's talk about default rally trap that I explained in my last video. In my last video, I mentioned about to be a good rally trap, right? To be an alpha rally trap today, right? You need to have 33 million frontline and anti-frontline strength. For you to be able to tank someone like Sky Urchio, at least 3 concurrent rallies by superpower from FY, BFP, FY Zan, Sky Urchio all together. Alright? So you need somewhere around 33 million. So for you to lose 10%, what the fuck? It's freaking high. Let's say your infantry frontline, right? 7 million of 10% is you need to lose at least 700,000 in just a single battle for you to stack once. Stack once only. So you need to lose additional another 700,000 to stack twice. Come on, it's freaking too much damage. Too much damage. If let's say you're talking about alpha rally trap. But if for this case of the new formulas, 600% damage based on your initial range attack to one of the largest enemy squads when 4% of troops have fallen. This is something that I think it could be a viable option for rally trap. Let me explain why. Hey, thanks for pointing it out. I think it's viable. Okay, so for rally trap, right? Let me just copy paste this shit so that I can explain along the route. Which means see, if you want to make a rally trap that's using this familiar, right? It's kind of sick, because I will do it something like this. I will use Black Wing, and I will stack up a lot of range, right? And instead of having so much gladiator, there's totally no T2s at all. I will do something like this, okay? And I explain why it's so sick. It doesn't matter if 4% of entire troops. Good point. Let me double check on the wordings again. 4% of the troops have fallen. So which means even if your front line, regardless of your front line, to have 4% of troops fallen is freaking a lot of troops. So let's sum this up. So that will be 21 million of troops, 4%. That will be, using that example of Alpha Rally Trap, right? Having 21 million of troops, you still need to have 800 over 1,000 troops fallen before you trigger it. And in that sense, I don't think that's viable at all. So when you talk about Rally Trap, answer is no. It is still not viable. The best option is still this that I mentioned before: JZ, Terraspike, Magnaut, Aquarius, and Gonem. If you go back to the video that I shared 3 days ago. But let's say you talk about Rally Leader. Come on, it's freaking sick. It is so sick. Back then when Sky attacked us, right? He only have this stinking swarm that 150 damage every 4 seconds up to 5 times, right? As well as this 2 damage item, 2 damage familiars. But now you're gonna include one more 600% based on initial range attack to the one of the largest squad when 4% shot has fallen. Okay, if you read it at face value, 150% for 4 seconds up to 5 times is as good as saying right, it's a 600 damage for once. Wait, did I get it correct? 150% every 4 seconds up to no. So it's 150% times 5. Okay? So which means Queen B for this case, right? I'm not sure whether I explained in a clearer way. Queen B for this case will be 150% times 5, because it's 5 times. Potentially it will deal up to 750% damage if let's say it can last up to 20 seconds, but it's more like over a time period of time, 750% damage. But this Black Wing, instead of dealing in a period of over 20 seconds, it deals instantly and at a 4 second mark of 600% damage. So it's more like a trade-off. On one hand, Black Wing deal more on burst damage at a 4% mark, where 4% of troops has fallen, alright? But in totality, it deals 600% damage. However, Queen B on the other hand will deal 150% damage up to 5 times. So it will deal a total of 750% damage. So on face value, Queen B is still better because it's damage more. However, Black Wing is better in the sense that it only needs 4% of troops has fallen to trigger it off. So one trigger faster, one is less damage. So take care or leave it, it's just more like a trade-off. So potentially the next strongest lineup for a strong range hit will be this. Right? Don't know what's the name of this. A strong range hit will definitely consist of a Queen B. Queen B is a must. Okay? Trickstar is a must as well. Trickstar is damn sick. Snow Beast, I just explained, the power of Snow Beast is very significant. It gives you a 20% hit start, 20% improvement in terms of your morale. Around there. Tempest and Mega is something that is somewhere debatable. Whether is it replaceable is one thing that I can't really show for now. But I just got this feeling that Tempest is still slightly better than Mega Maggots. Although Mega Maggots is tier 4, Tempest at tier 3 is better because it just requires 10% of troops has fallen, and second, it stun one largest squad, or one whole squad, rather than just heroes. So potentially, the best 4 lineup for sending a pure range will be like this: Queen Bee, Trickstar, Snow Beast, Tempestite, and Black Wing. That is so sick. Very sick. Can you imagine this? This thinking that I think this thing occurs at 8%, right? So right from the very start, right, at the 4% mark, it will just trigger the Black Wing to come out. So only at 8%, look at this. Only at the 8% mark, Sky Urgio, Queen Bee triggers and attack one of the squad behind. But that was so far behind. Look at this Queen Bee. Queen Bee attacked this squad over here for up to 750%. So it's more like not really a burst damage. So one burst damage and one attack over here is a significant amount. And with this shield, the morale over here remain unchanged. Wow. With all these familiars, do you think you can survive? Do you think you can sleep at ease at night with Sky Urgio, with FY Zan, with someone like CTK Harry Jaya, if let's say if he has not retired from this game, he has not quit the game, I think he'll be freaking sick, man. Oh my god. Guys, it's time to build your Alpha Rally Trap. Come on, it's time to build that. If you guys haven't built that, think twice, because without that safety thing, right, without this one, right, without that gears, without probably you just need less than 15 minutes of hard rallies on you. You'll get 0 easily, very easily. So just bear in mind. And if you guys haven't watched my last video, remember to go back to the video. I have already gone through step by step of how to be an Alpha Rally Trap, including the battle familiars, the gears, the equipments, and the research. Go back to that video, and if you have any question, feel free to pose it to me. So if not, I shall end the stream. Hopefully this stream will add some value in your gaming experience. Yes! Jose Gonzala, as what you said, maybe just shoot at night and you can sleep at ease. So with that, I shall end my stream. So remember to like, subscribe, or share this video if you haven't done so. Alright, so take care, good luck, and stay safe. Good night. Have fun, guys. Bye.